Hello, my name is Saskia Dady and I'm a speech and language therapist, a Makaton tutor and a Makaton ambassador for the Makaton charity.
Can you tell me the history of Makaton?
I can tell you some history about Makaton. So in 1972 there was a lady called Margaret Walker who's a speech and language therapist, and she was working in a residential home for adults who had learning difficulties. They also had some degree of hearing impairment, but they weren't profoundly deaf, so nobody had ever done any British Sign Language with them. And Margaret knew BSL, so she wondered if she used her words and if she used some signing, would it help their understanding and would it help their expressive language? And she did a project with two of her colleagues. The MA of Makaton is Margaret Walker, the KA is Kathleen Newson, and the TON is Tony Cornforth. And they worked together and they did a project of the most high frequently used words, which was 450, and that's where the core vocabulary comes from. And they found that with the study that they did, that the residents, 95% of them, their understanding improved, and 90% of them, their expressive language improved, and they knew they were onto something really, really important. So it was rolled out throughout the 70s, and in 1985, that's when they started using the symbols. So it's a multimodal communication language program. So you use your words, you always have to use you always have to speak when you sign, use your signs which are based on British Sign Language, and then there are the symbols which are black and white line drawings as well. And the signs are based on British Sign Language, but because BSL is so regional, Margaret has taken the simplest version of each of the signs, and then they are now copyrighted drawings that are used within the charity's language programme.
Can you tell me about the importance of Hello, my name is?
So Hello, my name is came about a few years ago in the NHS. There was a matron working in the NHS, and she had an incident which meant she ended up in her own hospital. And what she found was that a number of people were coming up to her, a number of members of staff, doing things like taking her temperature, taking her blood pressure, etc. And she was just watching what was happening on the wards, and she noticed that nobody was introducing themselves. They were all there for perfectly good reasons, they were doing a really good job, but nobody said, hello, my name is. And she felt this was really important. So the campaign for Hello, my name is was established, and Makaton Charity got on board with that. So they introduced Hello, my name is, and it's super important, and all the professions, the Makaton Charity are very strong at getting the sign and the symbol, so that if you think about people with learning difficulties, how many professionals they have involved in their lives, from social workers to teachers to Senkos to personal assistants to physios, speech and language therapists, OT, so all those professions have a sign and have associated symbol to go with it. And we've got the associated symbol with it. So I'm right hand dominant, so I'm placing my right hand up, and it's a small arced movement outwards. Hello, hello. And then we thought, because of the My Name Is campaign, that we should do My Name Is. So we've got the symbol here for my, and we've got the symbol there for name. So my is a clenched fist on your chest, my, and name is two fingers, your index finger and your middle finger, and it starts on your forehead and moves outwards. So my name is, and then you would just use the first initial of your letter, so Saskia. And that's based on British Sign Language. You can find the alphabet freely available online, but it's just that first letter, because a lot of our people with learning difficulties don't have those literacy skills to be able to spell whole names of places and their own name, for example. So you just do that initial. So my name is Saskia. So as part of Talk More Cornwall Community Interest Company, I'm a freelance tutor. There's two of us, myself and Ellie Whittaker, and another lovely lady called Eve Facey who delivers our signing choirs over in St Austell. We offer the 4 formal levels. There's level 1 to 4. Level 1 and 2 are the introductory ones, and there's about 250 signs and symbols that you'd learn. And then level 3 and 4 are a bit more advanced. There's another 200 signs and symbols, but you also learn about interpretation, and translations. The importance of when you're saying something, you might not always be signing what you're saying because you need to make sure that the message is getting across. You might need to do some translation. So for example, it's not raining cats and dogs, it's raining heavily. So you just, especially some of those idioms, it's really important to translate. So we do levels 1 to 4. We do using Makaton with singing, and that's 10 nursery rhymes, but it's so much more. 10 nursery rhymes, but learning about how to reduce the level of to make it accessible for people who are at 1-word level, 2-word level, 3-word level, and 4-word level, full keyword signing, and how you can be inclusive and you can have a mixed group and they could all be taking part. Maybe someone's just signing one sign, someone's doing full keyword signing, and how you can use all the props, the symbols, the puppets, loads of creative activities, colouring in and what all have you. And then we do the Watch My Needs programme, which my colleague Ellie has spoken to Disability Cornwall about, in terms of people who have dementia, and it's supporting as their access to language deteriorates, making them not always with the signs, but making sure that they have the symbols and having all their homes symbolised. So where the cups and the plates are, what's in the cupboards, what's in the fridge, for example. Making choices to where they would like to go, what they would like to eat. Then we have the safeguarding workshop, using Makaton with safeguarding. That's a slightly longer workshop because there are 300 signs and symbols that you cover, and only 60 of which are in the levels 1 to 4. So the levels 1 to 4, there's 450 signs and symbols, but the safeguarding, there's 300, and it's a brilliant, brilliant programme. It teaches you about body parts, clothing, people, so from the social worker to the dentist to the optician. It teaches you about places, location, time. So sometimes if you want to inform somebody when something might happen, time's a really difficult concept for our people with learning difficulties to get. It's difficult for anybody to get their heads around, but they might be able to say where they were, and that can help track down when something took place. And then there's obviously the abuse. It might be physical or verbal, and then there's thoughts, feelings and behaviour, and finally there's intimate matters as well. So it's a really, really meaty workshop. And I think, yes, it is safeguarding, but it's not safeguarding as we know it. It's more of a vocabulary learning exercise. One of my favourite signs is to calm down. So your dominant hand starts on top, and basically where all your feelings are coming up and out, you're basically just squashing those feelings back down. And if you're about to do a presentation or a speech to someone, just standing there, having a deep breath and doing that sign, you find it will calm you down.